What's going on, my fellow degenerate watch addicts? Today I've got another Seiko. This is a brand that I very much enjoy because of how easy it is to enjoy them. They're easy to find, easy to get, easy to wear, and all the while they retain a certain charm about them that resonates with me. It's an everyman watch brand, and I like that. And all of those reasons can be found with the SRPG27. I've had this watch for almost a year now, and I've got nothing but good things to say about it. Granted, there's gonna be some bias because I am a Seiko fanboy, and I wouldn't have bought this watch if I didn't already like it. I love watches like this that have that quintessential tool watch style. And of course, there's no hard set definition for what a tool watch is, but for me, it's a watch like this that generally fits that bill. It has that addictingly satisfying jingly appeal that you can only really enjoy on budget-friendly steel watches. And for the record, I hate using the term budget-friendly. I understand that everyone's budget is different, and even people who make more than me might consider spending more than $100 on a watch as ridiculous. So just keep in mind that I'm using the term budget-friendly relatively across the entire spectrum of watch prices. With that being said, let's talk about price. MSRP is $295, but street price usually hovers around $220. Personally, I think this is a reasonable asking price. Sure, you're gonna find copycat Seiko watches for less. I don't care. Here are the dimensions. There's a smaller version of this watch, which I used to own, but I find that this larger variant has better proportions. For reference, I have 7 3/4 inch or 19.6 centimeter wrists. On paper, everything is standard affair. The watch comes with a 4R36 movement, a steel case and bracelet, a hard-lex crystal, a push-pull crown, a screw-down open caseback, and a water resistance rating of 100 meters. Seiko's legendary Lumebrite is applied to the hands and indices, and it's great. The dial has a classic looking design that looks very military in its execution. The applied indices and hands have a vertically brushed finishing that capture the light in a really pleasing way and add just a hint of flair to an otherwise straightforward presentation. The push-pull crown looks and feels great. The coined edge makes it easy to operate, and the action is good. Some horological incels will argue that a watch like this needs a screw-down crown, and I will tell you as a subject matter expert on watertight integrity, it is not required in the slightest. Anyone legitimately concerned about a field watch not being able to survive without a screw-down crown has neither been out in the field nor knows anything about how gaskets work. I understand the emotional attachment to them, but it's tantamount to needing flames on the side of a car to make it go faster. Here's a look at the caseback. Nothing you Seiko addicts haven't seen before, but still something cool for the next generation of watch enthusiasts. I remember my first automatic watch with an open caseback, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever being able to see such a complex thing operate in real time. The bracelet is a generic 3-piece steel bracelet with a stamped deployant clasp. The watch community prefers a fancier clasp, but I have grown to prefer this simple style. I mentioned before about the addictingly satisfying jingly appeal, and that comes mainly from this style of mass-produced low-maintenance bracelets. I love almost everything about the finishing. My only criticism would be the polished sides, but that's me being super nitpicky. Overall, from top to bottom, I very much like how worry-free this watch is. From the brushed bezel to the stamped clasp, this is a watch you can have a lot of fun with because you're not going to be hyper fixated on whether or not there's a new scratch on it. Watches like this and the Tudor Ranger are excellent for that very reason. And that just about covers my thoughts on this watch. A while back I remember comparing this watch to a warm bowl of potato soup because it's simple and hearty. And that may sound like an odd comparison, but that's how I feel. I think every man has an affinity towards straightforward steel watches, and the SRPG27 is exactly what I envision when given that description. But that's all I have for now. Stay classy. I sure as hell won't.